They say this is the age of freedom. But look closely. How many people are truly living the life they actually want? The year is 2026. Modern humanity has never owned so many things before. Smarter phones. More powerful AI. Faster internet. Everything is more convenient. And yet strangely, people have never been this exhausted. Young people wake up feeling drained before the day even begins. Millions go to work without understanding why they keep going. Social media is full of laughter. But behind it are empty souls. We are living in an era where someone can talk to AI for hours, yet have no real person to open their heart to. An era where people are connected to the whole world, but disconnected from themselves. And the scariest part is, people are starting to think this is normal. More than 150 years ago, Karl Marx already saw this coming. He wasn't only talking about money. He was talking about human suffering in a society where everything is turned into a tool for profit. Even human beings. Even emotions. Even time itself. Marx once said that the greatest problem of modern labor is that people become alienated from themselves. In 2026, that feels terrifyingly accurate. Just look around. How many people truly love what they do? Millions wake up at 6 a.m., fight through traffic, sit in front of screens for 8 to 12 hours, doing repetitive tasks, replying to emails, chasing KPIs, chasing deadlines, chasing sales, chasing views, chasing algorithms. And then at night, they lie in bed, scroll TikTok mindlessly, watch a few healing videos, listen to a few philosophical quotes, then fall asleep with a hollow feeling inside. The next day repeats exactly the same. Modern people are no longer truly living. They are existing according to a schedule. And the frightening part is, this system is incredibly good at making you believe that everything is your fault. You're tired because you didn't try hard enough. You're poor because you didn't hustle hard enough. You failed because you weren't disciplined enough. You're burned out because your mindset isn't strong enough. And so millions of people torture themselves, trying to become a better version of themselves, while almost nobody stops to ask, why does a society that becomes more advanced also make people feel more worthless? Marx saw a brutal truth. Under extreme capitalism, human beings only have value as long as they generate profit, as long as they are young, as long as they are healthy, as long as they are productive. But the moment you slow down, the system immediately makes you feel useless. In the past, machines replaced physical labor. In 2026, AI is beginning to replace human intellect itself. Designers are afraid. Writers are afraid. Editors are afraid. Programmers are afraid. Musicians are afraid. Teachers are afraid. The whole world is living with one terrifying question. Will I still be needed? That is exactly what Marx warned about. He said this system would make human beings replaceable at any moment. And the most painful part isn't losing a job. It's the feeling that I no longer matter. Today, a 15-second video can earn more money than someone working brutally hard for an entire month. An influencer can make more than thousands of workers combined. A perfectly timed post can hold more value than years of silent effort from someone else. That is why modern society leaves people increasingly lost. All values are being distorted. Kind people are not always noticed. Deep people are not always rewarded. Hardworking people are not always able to live well. But people who know how to trigger emotions win. Marx called this commodity fetishism. Today, it goes beyond products. Now people worship views, followers, brands, status, perfect online images. People begin measuring their worth by how much money they make, how many followers they have, how many messages they receive, the phone they use, the car they drive. And eventually, an entire generation grows up believing, if I'm not outstanding, then I'm nothing. That is why so many young people today live in constant anxiety. They are not truly living for themselves. They live to avoid falling behind, to prove themselves, to compete, to gain validation from others. And the saddest part is, many of them don't even know what they truly want anymore. Marx once said, the economic system does not only control money, it controls the way people think. In 2026, this has never been more obvious. Algorithms decide what you see every day. Advertisements decide what you desire. Social media decides what makes you insecure. The world constantly whispers to you, you are not enough, not attractive enough, not rich enough, not successful enough, not productive enough, not interesting enough. And so people continue running endlessly, trying to become what the system wants them to be. Dash, dash, dash. But the more they run, the emptier they become. Because deep down, what human beings truly need is far less than modern society has convinced them to believe. Not another product, not another luxury, not more numbers in a bank account, but simply to live without suffocating pressure, to sleep without fearing tomorrow, to exist without constantly proving their worth. That is what still makes Marx frighteningly relevant in 2026. He understood that a society can become incredibly wealthy, while the people inside it become deeply miserable. Today, people can order food in minutes, watch movies instantly, communicate across continents, work remotely, use AI to save countless hours of labor. And yet the paradox is, the more time we save, the less time we seem to have to truly live. Modern people are always busy, but they no longer know what they are busy for. Marx believed that, as technology advanced, human beings should have become freer. But what happened in 2026? Technology did not fully liberate humanity. It made people work all the time. Work messages at midnight, emails on weekends, constant notifications, minds that never truly rest. People no longer live according to natural rhythms. They live according to notifications. And eventually, many people lose the ability to enjoy simple things. Sitting still feels uncomfortable. Being away from a phone feels unbearable. Doing nothing feels guilty. That is no longer living. That is addiction to stimulation. One of Marx's most accurate insights was this: capitalism does not only exploit labor, it exploits attention, emotions, and human life itself. Today, loneliness has become a global epidemic. Young people are afraid of love. Adults are emotionally disconnected. Families barely talk. Friends communicate only through stories and reactions. Modern people have thousands of connections, but very little real closeness. Marx believed that, once money becomes the center of society, relationships also become distorted. And in 2026, many relationships exist because of convenience, loneliness, fear of being alone, not genuine love. And the most heartbreaking part is, millions are sacrificing their youth for a life they never truly wanted. They endure today, hoping that one day they will finally live. But then 5 years pass, 10 years pass, and they realize they were only surviving. Marx was not perfect. Many systems inspired by his ideas failed throughout history. But one thing is difficult to deny: he diagnosed the illness of modern society far too early. Dash, dash, dash. And perhaps the greatest pain of modern humanity is not poverty. It is this: living in a world that constantly forces people to run, without anyone knowing where the finish line truly is. Some people make enormous amounts of money, but feel emotionally dead inside. Some become famous, yet deeply depressed. Some own everything, yet cannot sleep peacefully. Which proves something important. Money can buy comfort, but it cannot buy peace. Modern society constantly says, push harder. But very few people ever say, maybe you're already too exhausted. People today do not lack motivation. They lack meaning. They do not lack technology. They lack real connection. They do not lack entertainment. They lack peace. Perhaps the most dangerous thing about this era is, it teaches people to become comfortable with suffering, comfortable with stress, comfortable with loneliness, comfortable with pressure, comfortable with living in a permanently exhausted state. And one day, you realize you spent almost your entire life becoming an efficient machine for making money, but never truly lived. Maybe that is why Marx's ideas still force people to think in 2026. Not because he was right about everything, but because he saw through a truth that modern society constantly tries to hide. A system can generate enormous growth, while still leaving millions of people feeling empty inside. And perhaps, true success is not about how much money you make, but whether, after everything, you still manage to keep your soul intact.